You're watching KMID, Midland, Odessa. Big 2 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening to you. I'm Shelby Levins. Thanks so much for joining us for Big 2 News at 10. The chief of police in Jal, New Mexico is on unpaid suspension tonight. We're told Chief Larry Burns is facing a 10-day-long unpaid suspension. Big 2's Lauren Tropea spent the day in Jal to find out why the chief of police was placed on this suspension.
I received a manila envelope in the mail last Wednesday morning.
An envelope that would turn Police Chief Larry Burns' life upside down.
Opened it, and there was information in there that led me to believe that I needed to acquire additional facts and information.
Facts that led City Manager Bob Gallagher to a decision, a 10-day suspension without pay for Burns. And Gallagher tells me while this portion of the investigation is closed, this envelope has become the subject of something new.
That'll be the subject of a second investigation that we began this morning.
Gallagher is looking into others who may be involved.
If they were involved, did their involvement include the breaking of any city rules and regulations?
Since news broke of the suspension of Chief Burns, rumors have swirled, and some may not be entirely accurate.
He never offered a resignation letter to me. This investigation never gave one hint that it would be a criminal investigation.
And Chief Larry Burns told me he feels the rumor mill swirling. While he refused to go on camera, he did tell me that people like to try and blow things out of proportion. Rumors start flying, and it turns into something bigger than what had actually happened. Burns also told me he believes he received a fair punishment. He said you need to take responsibility for your actions, and you take whatever punishment is given to you, although he wouldn't tell me what he did to get suspended. Gallagher tells me he believes the chief was relieved when he found out about his suspension.
I think the chief was relieved because I think that he thought that there may be a possibility that this could end up in a dismissal.
As for Burns, he's spending his time off campaigning. After all this, he plans to stay in the race to become the next magistrate judge of Jal, New Mexico. Lauren Tropea, Big 2 News.
Now, the city manager of Jal tells us they are moving forward with the second part of the investigation, but so far there's no timeline for its completion. He just says that it could take a while. Turn to the weather. It was definitely a warm evening across our area, so can we expect even more warm temperatures tomorrow? We want to check in with Chief Forecaster Horace Brown.
Well, we'll see a slight cool down tomorrow. Temperatures getting back into the mid-80s, comfortable readings, but the warmer weather will not be far away. We'll see readings in the 90s the day after that. So 91, the official high for today. Did see a few thunderstorms move across the neighborhood, but most developed to our east, and they're even tapering off a little bit. We do have some strong storms to the far north. 99 degrees today in Dryden. Very warm there. Mid-90s in San Angelo, and the upper 70s out west in the Guadalupe Pass. 91, the official high, 65 the low. The averages, there you go, 52 and 81, well above the norm. And winds did peak out of the south at about 32 miles per hour. So we did see some strong winds today. Kicked up a little bit of the loose soil. 69 expected by the midnight hour. Breezy winds, southwest 15. North winds starting the morning off. We'll have a morning low of about 60 degrees, but some gusty north winds, and then 74 as early as lunchtime. We've got a full forecast that includes well, some breezy conditions once again on Sunday. We'll talk about it later.
It's definitely a bizarre story. A woman threatens murder after a botched corn dog order. Charmel Henry is now facing charges for assault with a deadly weapon. Big 2's Nick Russo spoke with an eyewitness who says he saw the whole thing.
Demanding what she wanted, and it didn't pan out.
Apparently, Rain Henry wasn't happy with her dog. Not a husky or a Labrador, she had problems with a corn dog served to her at a local restaurant and returned it twice. According to the affidavit, Henry then took out a pocket knife, threatening to kill the two workers at the counter. The workers dialed 911 and multiple police cars soon arrived.
Police officer pulled her weapon out and told her to get down.
But the report says she did not listen and apparently was trying to hide the knife while ignoring the officer.
She didn't get down. She just stood there by the window.
That's when officers released their own type of dog, a canine with the Midland Police Department. The disturbance ended quickly.
Had the dog go take the lady down.
Henry was taken to Midland Memorial Hospital for precautionary reasons and later arrested and taken to jail. Nick Russo, Big 2 News.
Officials are questioning Henry's mental state. Court documents say prior to making the threat, she was seen walking across a street, almost getting hit by vehicles while shaking her head and talking to herself. The person of interest in a shooting from earlier this week is now in jail tonight. Police tell us Emily Mata turned herself in last night. Officers named her as a person of interest after the Monday morning shooting. Police tell us an arrest warrant was issued for her for aggravated robbery. The shooting happened here in the 1300 block of Lindbergh. Police say 18-year-old Alex Reña was critically injured. According to hospital officials, he remains in serious condition tonight. Thousands of federal drug offenders could soon be out of prison sooner than expected. The nation's highest law enforcement official announced new clemency rules that potentially could shorten felony drug sentences. Paulo Sandoval explains.
The Justice Department is committed to recommending as many qualified applicants as possible for reduced sentences.
The new rules would mean more drug offenders are eligible for clemency. They're part of the Obama administration's push to modify sentencing laws, replacing some hefty mandatory punishments with rehabilitation programs and other alternatives.
There are still too many people in federal prison who were sentenced under the old regime and who, as a result, will have to spend far more time in prison than they would if sentenced today for exactly the same crime. This is simply not right.
The clemency changes would be open only to prisoners who meet specific conditions. They must be low-level, nonviolent offenders, have served at least 10 years of their sentence and demonstrated good behavior. Significant criminal history would likely mean disqualification.
Commutations are not pardons. They are not exonerations. They are not expressions of forgiveness. Rather, as the president said, they are, quote, an important step towards restoring fundamental ideals of justice and fairness.
The new criteria could apply to about 1% of the nation's 200,000 prisoners in federal custody. The number likely to fall from 2,000 to just hundreds after government lawyers review each case. Those applications would eventually end up in the Oval Office where the president gets final say. In Washington, Paulo Sandoval, Big 2 News.
Researchers are finding a new link between weed uses of young people and heart disease. Researchers say from 2006 until 2010, they found 35 reports of patients who experienced heart complications after using marijuana. They say all but one of these patients were under the age of 50. The new study was published in the Journal of the American Heart Association. It is Community Development Week, and it's being celebrated tonight in Midland as it is the 40th anniversary of the Community Development Block Grant Program. Big 2's Christina DeWitowitz is live here in the studio with more on what this means for low-income families.
I spoke to families who benefit from the CDBG program, and they tell me it feels great to be able to live in an affordable home in Midland without having to struggle with a big house payment.
It means a lot having your family in a nice, affordable home.
Anna Gomez lives in a modest 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, but Gomez says finding a home was a struggle.
We were living with my parents for about 2 years until we were able to actually look for a home and settle down.
Thanks to the Community Development Block Grant Program, low-income families are able to purchase affordable housing. The CDBC program provides annual grants to allow for the construction of these homes.
Annually, the city receives an amount, $700,000, $750,000, but here in this target area, we put in quite a bit of money.
According to community developers, the funds all go to purchase land, provide water along with sewer improvements and street paving. Gomez and her family moved into their home back in October. It was the 100th home to be built through the CDBC program.
Construction didn't start until late 2012, so we're looking at about a 3-year window in which all the housing construction is taking place.
Community developers tell me 131 new homes have been built or are still being built, and 15 more homes will be completed by the end of this year. While the homes built in the targeted areas around Midland are sold at appraised value, families purchasing the home are able to receive the help they need.
Midland Community Development Corporation will provide some of that as deferred assistance, and also we'll get some other financial assistance to make the home affordable for low-income families. We have to meet HUD guidelines.
Now I'm told that 1 year from now, all the CDBG home construction should be completed. Christina DeWitowitz, Big 2 News.
Midland police are inviting you to join them for coffee tomorrow. Coffee with a Cop is happening at the McDonald's here near Andrews Highway and Midkiff. It's set to run from 7 until 9 tomorrow morning. Organizers say this is a chance for residents to meet with officers and discuss community issues, along with build relationships one cup of coffee at a time. The windy weather can be aggravating for many of us. It creates dust, it can mess up your hair, but Texas Tech researchers are taking full advantage of the weather. Find out how they're using it to protect your home and other buildings coming up. You're watching Big 2 News at 10.
Listen to Big 2 News updates weekday mornings beginning at 6 a.m. on Classic Hits 97 Gold.
Jerry's GM Business Elite is the largest GM Business Elite dealer on I-20 between Weatherford and Midland. That means we have the right inventory to handle your fleet needs. There's hundreds of new GM trucks on site, and we'll deliver work-ready flatbeds, heavy-duty pickups, cargo vans, and commercial cutaways. Be sure and ask about the GM Business Choice. Your purchase may qualify for up to $1,200 in extra equipment at no charge. Call me or see us online at jerrysbusinesscentral.com or commercialtrucktrader.com.
Look what $2.99 can buy at Ashley Furniture Home Store. At the $2.99 sale, get all the gorgeous Ashley furniture you want, priced at only $2.99. Plus free delivery. Your choice sofas, only $2.99. Your choice recliners or chairs, $2.99. Your choice dining sets, only $2.99. Or your choice queen beds, $2.99. Even this Queen Simmons Beauty Rest mattress, including the box spring, is only $2.99. Plus free delivery. Look what $2.99 can buy for a limited time only at your Ashley Furniture Home Store.
Score! Big savings! Like this 13 Sportage, only $239 a month. Remember, if you don't come see me today, I can't save you any money. Score! Even if your credit's less than perfect or you owe more in your trade than what it's worth. Like this Forte 5 to only $179 a month. Remember, if you don't come see me today, I can't save you any money. So call 1-877-KELLY-AUTO now. Check out our massive selection at kellygrimsley.com. Scoring big savings at Kelly Grimsley Auto Group on East State Street in Odessa.
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway. Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So super speed means super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
Researchers at Texas Tech University are using windy days to gather data. They're hoping to use the new info to keep buildings and homes safe for you. Monica Yantosh takes us inside the Texas Tech Wind Sciences team's work.
It's this kind of weather the Texas Tech Wind Sciences team is looking for.
They've been in the shed for a while and ready to get out, get the dust blown out, and hopefully collect some good data.
PhD student Scott Gunter is talking about a dozen stick nets, a nearly 7-foot tall piece of equipment that gathers wind speed, temperature, and humidity. They set them up in storms, which can be dangerous.
There's several parts that are very prone to getting damage from hail, and we have to watch for lightning. It's not good to hold a big metal object in the sky when there's lightning all around you.
For Gunter, though, it's all about the wind.
Yeah, it's always that fine line of, we want to be able to collect data to make improvements to the science, to engineering code. However, we always hate to see the damage that these storms cause, and ultimately that's what we want to do, is try and mitigate it so these storms produce less damage because we're building buildings better.
He hopes their data can then be used to keep everyone safe and keep damage minimal.
That way, when people are building buildings and houses, they can account for that wind and hopefully reduce things like roof coming off of a house or garage doors getting blown in.
That was Monica Yantosh reporting. Now, the researchers say there are codes for all kinds of buildings relating to severe weather, from if you live in earthquake-prone areas, or obviously more in our area if you live in areas that are more prone to wind damage.
Oh, yeah, and we are prone to wind damage. The ratios, straight-line winds, you know, microburst, you name it, we can get it. And just good old haboobs, the dust storms where the big cloud of dirt rolls in. So we get a little bit of everything, but yeah, we're going to have a little bit of that in the forecast. Of course we will, but windy start Thursday. We're talking anywhere between 9 and about 11, so a short little wind event. Very warm temperatures this weekend and slightly cooler next week. We'll talk more about that coming up.
I realized at that moment these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference right here in my community.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
At All-American Chevrolet, we're celebrating spring by saying, yes, you can. Yes, you can get the new Chevy car or truck you want at the price and payment you can afford. And right now, we have over 500 new vehicles in Midland and Odessa for you to choose from, like this new 2014 Chevy Silverado Double Cab. Just $25,599. That's just $10 a guy. Call, come by, or visit us online for more information. If you haven't shopped Chevy lately, make it happen this spring.
At All-American Chevrolet of Midland and Odessa, we like to say, yes, you can.
I'm a salesperson, so I know you sometimes try to avoid me.
You think I only see you as a commission? Well, guess what?
I'm a Bob Mills salesperson. I'm commission-free.
So relax. When you shop Bob Mills, you're hassle-free.
Because I'm commission-free.
I'm Bob Mills, and when you said no more shopper stalkers, we became the only furniture store to give you hassle-free shopping. Look all you like, and when you want help, just ask. Commission-free, hassle-free shopping, only at Bob Mills.
April 17th marked the one-year anniversary of the fertilizer storage facility explosion that killed 15 people in the small town of West, Texas. West is located about an hour southwest of Dallas. In conjunction with WFAA TV in Dallas, we are going to air a one-hour documentary chronicling the rebuilding of the small town through the eyes of their high school football team. If you remember, their football field was badly damaged because it was used as a triage area immediately following the blast. Rise Up West will air on April 26th at 10 p.m.
Well, the dry line did start to push off to the east, but unfortunately, we had a pretty good westerly flow in place, and it just helped to dry us out and force that dry line around central Texas, around the central part of our area, and then moved it into central Texas. Still seeing some storms off to our east and northeast and some strong cells there, but for us, the rain event is for the most part over. A little wraparound moisture trying to move in across the northwestern corner of the basin. You'll see it here on the big view. There's the disturbance to the north, and that's where the line of energy stretching from Oklahoma into Kansas, and then kind of a behind the scenes look here, the backside, cold fronts moving in. There's some moisture still there, but not a whole lot. We'll start to see these storms fizzle out to the northwest. The ones to the east, though, will fire up again tomorrow. The potential for strong weather in northeastern Texas will be still there. Now, as far as the air temperature, it is still very warm outside. We got 70s in Amarillo, upper 70s in Lubbock, 80s for us, 77 in Dallas, low 70s in Austin, and all along the coast, Houston to Corpus, back over to Del Rio, where it was very warm today, but it has really cooled off. They had some storms nearby, and that helped to cool the air a little bit. 80 degrees for us, 68 in Pecos, 66 in Marfa, upper 60s in Carlsbad, and the Guadalupe Pass, 80 degrees in Dryden, the same number in San Angelo, a little warmer there. As far as the air temperature outside for us, again, we're at 80 degrees. We have kind of a breezy south wind at about 16, humidity 42%, dew point at about 55 degrees. So the dew point's increasing. Dry line's going to shift back to the west and then race off again to the east. Shouldn't see any storms from that, though. 32-mile-per-hour winds now out of the southwest to the west. That's where our winds are starting to come from. We still have more of a southeasterly flow, so you can almost depict where the dry line is along the southeastern edge. But again, as we continue to see see these winds increase overnight and into tomorrow morning. It'll just really dry things out. 43-mile-per-hour gusts in the Guadalupe Pass, 26 in Fort Stockton, and there's your humidity level. So we still have some moisture. That green line is just right on the edge. And when it's that far east, we just don't get a good shot at rain. We may have some storms kind of clip the eastern part of the basin. Still have a high wind warning in place until about 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. That will be allowed to expire once those winds settle down. Again, we're expecting some very strong winds out to the far west. Okay, let's take it out and show you the surface features. Here comes the cold front again. Dry line pushes back to the west and then races off to the east, but will not have enough moisture to work with, so we won't see any showers from that. Most of the storms will be well to our northeast, even out of the state of Texas, so we won't see a whole lot there until the afternoon hours. Then the cold front will provide some lift and trigger storms in East Texas. Overnight tonight, temperatures in the 50s and 60s across the area, about 60 degrees in Stanton and Big Spring. Highs in the 70s and 80s tomorrow, low 80s, so a little bit cooler out there. Maybe you'll be able to get out and do some of those outdoor tasks that you needed to do today, but it was just too warm. And then central areas overnight tonight, same story, 50s and 60s, low 60s, high 50s, so not bad. Mid 50s in Mentone, and Mentone will jump back up to about 85. We'll see 86 in Rankin, Big Lake at about 85, Garden City at about 83. In the mountains, Marfa, Fort Davis, Alpine, all in the 40s and 50s. We'll see some 60s down south parts of the Big Bend, near 100 in parts of the Big Bend tomorrow, 97, and we'll see the upper 70s in Fort Davis and Marfa. Plenty of sunshine everywhere tomorrow. A little wind early, and then we'll see the winds pretty much die down. Pick up again on Friday, Saturday. A couple of breezy and very warm days, and then very windy on Sunday. Cooler with a high of 81, 83 on Monday, and the 70s start up Tuesday, Wednesday. So still a little bit of spring, even though we're going to get a little cooler. 81 is the average, so we'll drop below that and then warm right back up again.
I'm looking most forward to the little bit of break from the wind that we're going to see tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have a pretty nice day tomorrow. Get out and walk the dog.
Enjoy it before the wind returns for the next 4 days.
Yes.
Breezy, windy.
Breezy, windy, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Horace.
All right.
A memorial for the victims of the 2009 Fort Hood shooting has been halted because of lack of funds. The outdoor memorial will feature 13 granite columns for the 13 victims. The cost of this is estimated to be about $175,000. The sculptor, Troy Kelly, is now working with the widow of the only civilian victim to raise those funds. The goal is to complete this memorial by the time of the 5th anniversary of the deadly shooting. Medical bills from the mercury incident at Hood Junior High will be paid for by the Ector County ISD. ECISD trustees voted unanimously to cover medical costs at a special workshop meeting last night. ECIC administrators say that means the district will pay for the medical expenses up to $30,000 worth. The mercury spill happened last month and sent dozens of students and staff members to the hospital. No one suffered any lasting injuries. The mercury cleanup closed the campus for more than 2 weeks and cost more than $500,000 to clean up. Almost 35,000 pounds of food is going to the West Texas Food Bank thanks to the Cans for Kids drive put on by ECISD. The results of this 11th annual food drive were announced this afternoon. ECISD students from across the district helped collect donations during the 2-week-long food drive, and the kids that raised the most took home prizes today. Organizers say the Cans for Kids food drive helps prepare the food bank for the summer, when more kids are in need of food because they no longer receive meals at school.
You know, a lot of our children in our district only get 2 meals, and that's the ones that we serve. So it's really scary for us, and we want to make sure that they're taken care of in the summer.
Organizers say this year the drive collected the second largest amount of food behind last year. In 2013, the food drive raised more than 60,000 pounds of food. Turning to sports, we're looking at more baseball this evening.
Yeah, it's looking really good. The Rockhounds really pulled it out, and also the Rangers too, so very excited.
It is wonderful.
Great. Coming up next, the Dallas Stars battled the Ducks in Game 4 of the NHL playoffs, and NBA highlights from the Mavs-Spurs game. Stay tuned for more in sports.
Attention, attention. Anyone who has credit problems. Kelly Grimsley Auto Group is having a 2-day Approve-a-thon. Kelly Grimsley will process more credit approvals in 2 days than ever before. Bad credit, no credit, discharged, bankruptcy, payments as low as $89 a month with no money down. Cash, cars, and trucks starting at $999. Credit approvals almost instantly. Plus, all trade-ins are welcome, paid off or not. Don't miss the Credit Approve-a-thon at Kelly Grimsley Auto Group on East 8th Street in Odessa.
Hi, this is Mike Moore, and I'd like to invite you to Odessa Midland's best lease-to-own stores.
From big screen TVs to designer couches, laptops and tablets to deluxe appliances, New Avenues is your one-stop source for unbeatable prices, free delivery, and no credit check, which means you are already approved up to $3,000. So come get the brand new, brand name merchandise you deserve at prices you'll love. At New Avenues, it's all within reach.
New Avenues.
Friday, May 16th, the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center welcomes Mark Chestnut. Mark Chestnut.
Goodbye.
With special guests Colin Ray.
Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And Billy Dean.
There's only you and me, and we just disagree.
Tickets are on sale now.
Don't blame it on me.
Honda makes the car, but Honda of Midland makes the difference.
It's the Spring into a Honda sales event going on right now at Honda of Midland. That means that every new Honda in our inventory is specially priced for this sale. Accords, Civics, Pilots, and CRVs, all priced right and ready for immediate delivery. Here's a great example. A brand new 2014 Honda Accord LX sedan with automatic and 4-cylinder economy. Only $299 a month. Don't miss the Spring into a Honda sales event. And remember, Honda makes the car, but it's Honda of Midland that makes the difference.
You're watching KMID, Midland, Odessa. Big Board Sports brought to you by REAGOR DYKES Auto Mall.
Any car you want, REAGOR DYKES Auto Mall, Midland.
Welcome into Big 2 Sports. The Hounds are in Corpus Christi tonight. They lost last night 6-5 in the 12th inning. The Hounds look for a win at Whataburger Stadium in Corpus Christi. In the top of the second, Dusty Coleman singles to right, advancing Max Muncy to second. But the rally stalls when Jeffrey Marte hits a 1-6-3 double play. The Hounds hold on for a victory over the Hooks, 3-1. Switching over to the majors, Martin Perez pitched his second consecutive shutout to extend the scoreless inning streak to 26. Rangers sweep the A's to 3-0. Victory Wednesday. Astros blow it in the ninth with a Kyle Seager 3-run homer. Mariners rallied for a 5-3 win over the Houston Astros to snap an 8-game losing streak. Let's head over to the NBA for some playoff action. All three Texas NBA teams play tonight, but let's start off with the Mavs and Spurs game. Greg Popovich received his Coach of the Year award in the pregame. First quarter, Spurs lead by 3, but Tony Parker misses a mid-range J, and Salier Dambria gets the rebound, and Tim Duncan rips it away and scores. Spurs lead 9-4. Later in the first, Mavs down by 1. Dirk Nowitzki pump fakes, then steps in and knocks down the mid-range J. Mavs lead by 1. Second quarter, Mavs down by 2. Nowitzki in the post hits the difficult fadeaway J over Boris Diaw. Mavs tied at 30. The Mavs go on to win the game and even the series with the final score of 113-92. The next game will be in Dallas. Heading over to H-Town, the Rockets and Blazers are battling it out at the Toyota Center. Dwight Howard leads all scores with 27 points. Right now, we head over to the NHL, and former Dallas star and current Anaheim Ducks star Stefan Robidas is out for the best of the Stanley Cup after sustaining a fracture in his right knee. But the show must go on. The Ducks scored 2 early goals, but the Stars fight back in the second. Stars captain Jamie Benn gets the puck off the faceoff for the goal, making the score 2-1 Ducks, and Dallas began to gain some momentum for the comeback. Then later in the period, Sean Horka passes it over to Vernon Fiddler for the goal. Then we're tied at 2. Stars right back in position to win the game. Dallas goes on the tear and wins the game with a final score of 4-2. Now it's the best of 3 series. The NFL released the schedules for the 2014 season tonight. Some interesting matchups on the way for Dallas and the Texans. Let's start off with the Cowboys. Week 1 versus the 49ers, the Cowboys face a tough start for the year for the rival Niners. And Week 10, the Jaguars and Cowboys meet for the trek in London. In Week 15, they visit the Eagles for a divisional game near the end of the season. Now let's take a look at the Texans. Houston wants to turn around a 2-14 season last year. Week 1, they faced the Redskins. The Texans start off the season facing RG3 and the Redskins. Week 5 at the Cowboys, the Texans travel to Dallas for Week 5. A Texas showdown against Romo and the Cowboys. Week 15, the Colts near the end of the season. Houston travels to face division rival Indy. We have a full list of Cowboys and Texans schedule over at PermianBasin360.com. And under the sports section, basically I cannot wait for the football season to come, but the Stars, Rangers, and Mavs win tonight. You gotta love it.
I'm a little, I guess, I'm not the only one here that's disappointed that the Spurs lost. Maybe the only one sitting here at this desk, but I know I'm not the only one out there. But it's wonderful that the Stars did win.
Yes,
Thank you very much, J. Russ. We'll be right back.
Products and a better life for its 3 million distributors. We take our cameras undercover and meet a former company executive ready to speak out.
Our parents have been buying cars from the REAGOR Auto Group for years.
And now they're buying ours.
The SUV that fit my family's needs and looks great. We told those guys exactly what we wanted in a vehicle, and that's exactly what they got us.
It's just like buying ice cream. You tell them what flavor, what color, they'll go find it.
Any car.
Any car.
The REAGOR Auto Group. I like the way they roll.
Come visit us in Midland at 2200 Wall Street. We'll make it easy for you to get any car you want.
Look what $2.99 can buy at Ashley Furniture Home Store. At the $2.99 sale, get all the gorgeous Ashley furniture you want, priced at only $2.99. Plus free delivery. Your choice sofas, only $2.99. Your choice recliners or chairs, $2.99. Your choice dining sets, only $2.99. Or your choice queen beds, $2.99. Even this Queen Simmons Beauty Rest mattress, including the box spring, is only $2.99. Plus free delivery. Look what $2.99 can buy for a limited time only at your Ashley Furniture Home Store.
Attention, attention. Anyone who has credit problems. Kelly Grimsley Auto Group is having a 2-day approve-a-thon. Kelly Grimsley will process more credit approvals in 2 days than ever before. Bad credit, no credit, discharged, bankruptcy, payments as low as $89 a month with no money down. Cash, cars, and trucks starting at $999. Credit approvals almost instantly. Plus, all trade-ins are welcome, paid off or not. Don't miss the credit approve-a-thon at Kelly Grimsley Auto Group on East 8th Street in Odessa.
Last look at the weather, looking at windy conditions early in the morning, and then winds will die down before lunchtime, but high of only 84 tomorrow, so a little cooler, but warming right back up Friday, Saturday, mid-90s on Saturday. Windier weather, cooler on Sunday, back to average for this time of the year, which is 81, and then 83 Monday and 70s for Tuesday, Wednesday. I think we'll like those cooler temperatures next week.
If you joined us yesterday, you know that we took a selfie in honor of Earth Day to send to NASA, but it looks like we have already been far outdone. An astronaut with the International Space Station snapped this selfie. He posted this awesome shot of himself with the Earth and its horizon in the background on Twitter. He said that he was on a spacewalk with the ISS at the time when he snapped this picture, but he said that it was difficult snapping a picture with the spacesuit. I think he did have a much more difficult time than we did snapping our little selfie.
It was a lot easier to get us three in.
How do we top that?
I don't think there's any way we could ever top that. That is definitely the coolest selfie I've ever seen.
It is. It is.
Thanks so much for joining us for Big 2 News at 10. You have a great night.